So that's perfect.
That is recording.
Yeah, not
Okay,
live, just recording.
that's just recording. No, that's fine. So long as we are there. Right. In that case, I move to agenda item 3, which are the minutes of the planning committee meeting held on the 26th of August. Is it your wish that I sign them as a true record? That's unanimous. Seconded by Councillor Brossell, and I'll do it at the end of the meeting. Okay. Right, let's crack on. We've got a full agenda tonight, and there's some quite interesting ones. We'll start with 25004394, which is land adjacent to the Russets Hankham. I think we've almost learned this by heart. But erection of 2-storey 4-bedroom and associated parking. Some of us have visited the site on a number of occasions. We've had all the drawings. We've read all the accompanying letters on the proposal. Is there anyone wishing to move a motion? I have a motion, given that it would appear that the sight lines, according to highways, does not meet our standards.
Parking standards.
Our parking, no, it's our sight lines, highway access standards. And by that, which I find interesting, if I may say so, that an unadopted road, which the council isn't going to adopt, but they do apply their policies for streets on it, and what it shows is some confusion as to what is in the way and what isn't. However, they are quite determined, and when you go up there you can see why, to recommend refusal. And on that basis, I intend to recommend refusal on highway grounds, on the grounds, and you don't need to take these, right? I'll hand you these policies. It has not been demonstrated that safe and suitable access can be provided for all users of the proposed development, which is likely to result in conflicts between road users and an unacceptable impact on highway safety. Nor has sufficient cycle parking or access to this been proposed in order to provide for and minimise the use of sustainable transport modes. Contrary to local plan policies LP25, LP27I and LP62, supported by the NPPF, particularly at paragraph 109, 115, 116 and 117. And the application presents inconsistent and conflicting information across submitted plans, and the design and access statement is contrary to the NPPF paragraph 140. I think that is a pretty strong technical basis upon which to recommend refusal. Do I have a second?
I'm happy to second it, Chairman. Councillor Cross, given the detailed work that has gone into it. Yep, I think it's entirely appropriate, because other issues with the neighbours is to do with not so much access, it's to do with hours of working and stuff like, all of which are actually part of conditions anyway.
Exactly. The technical basis of the highways grounds is, I believe, a strong basis,
a material consideration,
strong material consideration, and so that is why I have moved it as. Any other comments or debate anybody wish to? No, in that case, all those in favour of refusal on the conditions I have mentioned. It's unanimous. Thank you. That's it. Oh, that's that one. Moving swiftly on. You are welcome, sir, to stay for the rest of the meeting. I'm sure you're going to be absolutely
welcome to leave. Then I will. Thank you very much.
I will. Yeah, before the crowds. Good night.
That's
Okay, I'm moving on to next item on the agenda, which is 00452, which is a lawful development certificate for 5 Oak Avenue. And I think this is a procedural application because it's HMO licensees have a period when they are applicable, and this one expired and the application has come back to continue in that use. That it's been in existence as an HMO since 2019 for 7 occupants, and I'm not aware, and I don't believe the council has received any complaints or worries about its use as an HMO. So unless anybody has a particular material planning reason why it should not continue in its use, I
would only make the comment that I'm sure that the borough will have actually looked at the neighbours and will have consulted them. The letters will have gone out to residents in the periphery of Oak Avenue. It's surprising in some ways, given the number of bedrooms and the potential number of cars, that there hasn't been any issues. But on that basis, it's difficult not to support the recommendation, because the residents have not objected. So clearly, whatever disciplines exist in terms of parking configuration, it seems to be mindful of the constraints under which they operate.
And if you look at the front of the building, they've got parking right across the front, and then there's off-road parking all the way up the right, up the side of Oak Avenue.
Yes,
so you can't
it's not
develop a parking issue because there isn't one. So I'm going to move no material comments or objections. Seconded?
I'm happy to second it, Chair.
Brossard, all those in favour? Thank you. It's unanimous. There we are. And going to move us on to the next item on the agenda is actually 25000543 full,
which Darcy hasn't,
and not 00440, because if you put in 00440, you get Tesco's in Warfields.
So not approving tonight.
Yeah, which I don't think we have the authority to get involved in. But if you'd like to, it's now 7 Cox Green. I used the address to consider, and it's an erection of a single-storey rear extension following demolition of the existing rear extension. And I could find no reasons, no material reasons to consider refusal. There's masses of parking, etc., etc. Has anybody else got any?
I've made the comment, I think it's sympathetic to the existing property.
Yeah.
A couple of Velux windows which will provide light into the extension. I think it's quite a sympathetic property.
And it's not out of keeping with the others.
It's a large
so
property.
I'm happy to move no material comments or objections. Is that seconded? Yeah, there we go, Councillor. So all those in favour? Unanimous, thank you very much. Moving on then. I'm going on to 00463, which is under item 7, 141 College Road, the proposed single-storey rear extent following removal of an existing conservatory. And here again, an extension that's in keeping and in character with the size and massing of dwellings in the area. And I'm not aware of any material reason for refusal. Has anybody else got anything?
The only problem that I make, Chairman, is I think it provides a better quality of living because it provides a larger kitchen, a living area, as opposed to conservatories that, unfortunately are yesterday's designs. And this is clearly moving with the times. Looking at the plan, I think it's a very sympathetic extension and doesn't impact on the neighbours.
Well, there we are then. In that case, I'm moving no material comments or objections. Seconded, Councillor Mr. Mawson. And in that case, all those in favour? Unanimous. Are we going at a reasonable speed for you?
We're fine, you carry on like
Okay.
that.
No, that's fine. Don't want to get beyond. The next one, which is 476, I'm afraid, Bracknell Forest
No
Council
documents, I noticed.
did
Zero documents.
did not load.
They did earlier today, but I just need to get them up.
Well, at the time when I was considering it,
Yes, like
and I went back earlier today to check, and it still wasn't there. So
two like that.
as none of us have had the opportunity, I'm afraid my recommendation is no information presented on the portal in time, to say, no comments possible, recommend decision deferred until we can comment. That's all we can say. If they want to determine it, well, that'll be their decision. So I'm afraid that one. Oops. Moving on swiftly then, 00481 full 21 Moray Avenue, and it proposed ground floor rear extension.
What you said? I thought you said 70.
And this again looks like an in-keeping, sympathetic addition, and I could see no material reasons why it shouldn't be allowed. Does anybody have anything? I think
it's good actually, Chairman, to see the amount of light that is proposed for
it's
because there's not only the patio, there's also the skylight.
Use of skylights,
which I think is a clever design, I have to say.
Okay, well, that's 21 Murray Avenue, and I'm moving no material comments or objections.
No.
Is it seconded? Yes, Councillor Brossard. Thank you. All those
You
in
go
favour.
next. Take it in turn.
That's unanimous.
Turn next. Your turn next.
Yeah. Right. And I'm moving on to 00483, The Close, College Town. And it's proposed erection of a single-storey side and a rear extension. Yeah. And I did initially begin to look at it in terms of, is it a bit of size and bulk and all this? But then when I looked at the other dwellings in the area, it's not out of keeping. I think it masses the site a little when you see the 3D picture on the plan, but I don't think that's a significant material reason for refusal.
Yeah.
Yes, I think they're maximising the amount of space that exists.
Yeah. So it, as I say, when I first looked at it, it looked like, hello, what's going on here? But, and again, it's your lights in the top and all this sort of stuff. I couldn't, in all conscience, stick a material reason.
It also has an impact on the parking, I believe, Chairman, because there's no increase in the number of beds.
There's no increase in the
It's
bed.
effectively the ground floor to provide more family space.
So 8, the close College Town. I'm proposing no material comments or objections. Seconded, anybody? Yes, Councillor Mrs. Mossam. Thank you. All those in favour?
It's your turn next, mate.
I might
Rotate.
might let it move.
Oh, it could be Daisy, he could second his own motion.
There we go. Right. Cracking on then. Let me get rid of that one. It's 2 college, sorry, that's 12, not 2. So that's,
It's 12. Yeah.
it's 12.
12, yeah.
That's right. No, it's my copying went wrong there. 12 College Road is 00503, and it's a proposed single-story rear extension. And here's where I did feel this was a somewhat large, one might say insensitive, but we're dealing with material reasons, a somewhat large extension. And I did worry about the actual size and massing on the site. And when one looks at it, and one's Google Earth, there's no other in the area large addition like this, which also, and it's not a material consideration at this time, but it is large enough to accommodate another person or to become an annex. So I felt that it was overdevelopment and that it was out of character with the area. I looked at the fact that it's, and I got my magnifying glass out to see that it says 900 mil, the alley down the side, and it is usual to request bins a 1 metre alley down the side. So it all looks rather cramped. And it's, as I say, not in character in my view, and is contrary, therefore, to policy LP 50 of the Bracknell Forest Local Plan, and in our own reasons for refusal, I'm also citing reason number 2017. So,
but I presume the Google, could we see the rear garden? Because I presume that it goes into the rear as opposed to the front, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To get an impression.
Can you exit street view?
Even though the neighbours would have been consulted and have not objected to it,
Get out the
it
street.
may not be possible.
There you go. That's all we need. Zoom down.
2 seconds.
That's it. Can you see how there's nothing protrude? There's nobody else with great big.
It's a very long, narrow strip, isn't it, of grass?
This is where I'm
They'll be left
getting
with very
my.
little garden, surely, looking at that.
Well, there is still sufficient garden to provide amenity. So I couldn't say that there was a lack of it's reducing the amenity.
Yes, that's it, yes, okay.
Because there is still, when you look at this one, for instance,
Yes,
there's still plenty of green behind it.
yes.
So it's not limiting the amenity for the user.
Yes.
But as I say, if you members think I've got it wrong and that it's compliant or not in breach of its in character, please.
It's a borderline one. I have to say,
Yeah, it's not one that's.
The neighbours haven't objected. Obviously, it's actually the present property at the moment is extremely small. Effectively, it's tripling the area. But it's. I think the 900 millimetres. There's still room to put the bins at the front and in that section there. If you're talking about the 900 millimetres, you're talking about the 900 millimetres there or here as well.
Now, if you look there, the only side alley they've got is this 900 mil alley.
But the bins could be placed.
Well, the bin
That's the alley with the archway.
down the side.
Oh, is that what? Oh, what? Yes.
And if you got your wheelbarrow or whatever to
Yeah.
try and get down that, it's the convenience of that width.
That's great.
Normally in building regs, they talk about a 1 metre
Yeah.
strip. But so, I mean, it's not a massive difference, but
It's just a material consideration.
It's doubling the length of the house.
Well,
yeah.
The extensions.
Have
We look at the ones on.
length of the
Yes, that's
house.
proposed, that
If you
one.
look at
Yeah, it's gonna be
that's the
big, isn't it?
That is what's proposed.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's almost double the length of the
Yeah.
house. So, and this is,
But some of them have still got really long gardens,
Yeah,
haven't
but it's
they?
narrow and the garden's quite narrow.
Yes, but they're narrow. Because not all of them sold off.
if members think that the refusal recommendation is inappropriate, that I'm pleased to hear.
I'm inclined to support it. It is a borderline one, and I think it will come to the vote. But
Well, I think it's massive for the size of the house and the houses around it. I do think it's too big myself.
fine. Okay. Yep.
Okay, so
Goes to the vote.
I'm moving refusal on the grounds, as I've said, of overdevelopment and out of character with the area, contrary to policy LP 50 of the Bracknell Forest Local Plan, and citing reason number 2017.
Has there been no objections?
There have been no objections.
Not as
That's
it's
why
been-
this is. That's why it's
one of
very
those-
borderline,
Yeah.
right? It's not one that you immediately leap at. And I'm sure that the planning officer at the borough will give it a much stronger look.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that seconded, by the way?
I'll say.
Councillor Mossam has seconded. All those in favour of the refusal, please show. 3. And those against? 1. Okay, no, that's good. The refusal is passed. Right. You're on the right page. Yeah, it was 12. You should say that. I'm moving on to 00468, 15 Acacia Avenue, the erection of a timber pergola with the roof. And I don't think it says retrospective, but as there's a nice picture of it,
I was gonna say.
I'm assuming the picture was taken because it exists.
Nice.
It looks nice, yeah. I did think that it was a little on the tall
Yeah,
side.
it is a bit tall, isn't it?
And we all saw this the picture.
Mm.
There it is. Don't need to of it. But here again, no resident objections. And I did also, though, and this is just me, I would have put guttering around it, and I would have collected rainwater
Yes.
from what is quite an expansive route, because I'm very much into grey water harvesting.
Mhm.
And with what I think they're going to put is a bit of garden alongside. That's what I would have done. But that said, I can't find any sustainable material reasons, so I'm going to recommend no material comments or objections. Is that seconded?
I'm happy to second it, Chairman.
Councillor Brossard?
So it's quite a very nice design.
And all those in favour?
Sorry.
There we go. Thank you very much. Right.
That's just.
Oh, yeah. Right, we're moving on to something similar in a way, but 00492, the buyer, Ambarrow Farm Courtyard. And this is the proposed erection of a summer house and shed to the front. Now, they very kindly said retrospective,
Yes.
because it does exist. And I did go to the site and I did take a picture for members.
Oh, right.
Oh, yes, yes.
And the reason I did that is it was the height, because although one of the residents says it's okay, you won't see it, I'm afraid you do see it.
And it's got a pitch roof, a flat
Right.
roof possible.
And although that was bright sunshine this afternoon, as you can see, the colouring of it means it's quite visible.
Up to
The other-
meters.
The other interesting comment was made that that we approved a similar thing in the neighbours, the Tack Cottage, last year. So I actually looked it up because I remembered it. And when I went down, you can't see the one. And I've got a picture of the one that was done in the Tack Cottage. And it's placed at the back,
Yes.
behind a row of trees, alongside a row of trees, getting technical, etc. So, and it's a light grey colour, and it's not intrusive. So it was a different, totally different set of circumstances. Whereas, as you see from the picture from my site visit, this is a little high in my view, and does interfere with what is a really lovely setting down there with their converted stables,
Yes.
and the ambience down there is really nice, etc. And this, on the way in, you don't see as much of it, but when you turn around at the bottom and come back out, you see that.
Sticks out like a saucer.
Sorry?
Sticks out like a saucer.
It is a bit that way, and whilst the neighbour next door may not have objected, etc., we have to consider it may not be the next person that comes there, the impact on them. So I'm going to recommend refusal on the grounds that it is overbearing and out of character with the surrounding dwellings, which is contrary to policy LP 35 and DPD CS 7. And LP 28 of the Berkshire local, the Bracknell Forest local plan states that all development must achieve a high standard of design that positively contributes to placemaking. Para 131 of the MPPF emphasises the importance of good design as key to making places better for people to live and work. Additionally, paragraph 135 of the neighbourhood plan states that the design of the development should add to the overall quality of an area. And in this case, I believe it does not. So that's my proposal. Is that second?
In fact, interesting enough, actually, if I get just very briefly, and I think you got the same letter, haven't you? Which is from the objector, Miss Louise Oliver.
I saw that one.
You've
Yes,
got that one. I think she's actually covers it actually very well. She, reiterating what you said, the proposed summer house in the front garden introduces stock, timber and asphalt roofed structure, which is entirely out of keeping. Its location at the entrance makes it the focal point, harming the character and aesthetic of the whole courtyard. She recommends LP 19 as well, which you hadn't mentioned. Is that?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, did you?
Did I
didn't mention that because she's on it. She's talking
No,
about the design.
I'm happy to add after DPD, CS7
Local
and
plan policy LP 19.
LP 19. She's clearly done her homework.
Yeah, I think
I've added that
yes.
to it for you.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Right. So with that addition, is that refusal motion?
I'm very
Seconded.
happy to second that, Chairman.
Brossard is seconding it. Okay. All those in favour? Oh, we're ready and going. So that's unanimous.
Okay.
Thanks, folks. Yeah, that was another one of those. Quite a bit of work had to go into it.
Yes.
Checking it all.
I think the next one has no document. Well, have you got documents for the next one?
Right. Yeah. 30.
Yeovil Road?
Yeah. They put them up
That must
today.
be Quite late.
Yeah.
Because
They didn't.
It's about
They
8
weren't
o'clock.
there at the end of last week, but
Oh,
they did put them up today, thanks to Darcy going in there with the boys, you know, to sort them out.
Using the elbows.
Yeah. Uh,
I haven't even got one in. That's the thing.
So, and this is 00500 full 3335 Yeovil Road, the replacement of mechanical plant in existing location on flat roof with timber fence screening and extend existing safety handrail. Now, one of the interesting things about this, if you try and go on Google Earth and do Street View, they've got a huge co-op delivery van right across it, so you can't see it. You can't see it. But given the very detailed plans, and we know exactly where it's going to be located on the roof, etc. I can see no material reason why this can't be approved, and I'm moving no material comments or objections.
I think the only point I'd make, maybe, Chairman, is that it's replacement. So obviously the noise considerations will have been taken into account. It seems very much likely that it's a like for like substitution as opposed to a different type of air conditioning unit where there could be a noise consideration, decibels, which could have an impact on the neighbours. But I suspect that environmental health,
Well, that's what
I would have looked at that.
I have, because we don't have noise evidence here, I'm minded to believe that in replacing something with newer, you are hopefully reducing any negative impact that has previously been experienced from the old kit.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
I agree.
Yes,
Yeah.
we had this once with Aldi, I seem to remember, up
Oh.
in Birch Hill.
Yes, yes, we
Well,
did.
that's a long time ago.
That was, and they put in panelling around.
He went.
Because,
Did, yeah,
yes, noise
they-
attenuation.
yeah.
We
But
did
they,
a site visit.
Yeah.
that's right, but there people moved into a flat right alongside it.
Oh, yes, with the windows open.
Anyone.
We went upstairs.
It's a little old.
Okay, so I'm gonna, for this one, 33, whilst you guys reminisce, I'm gonna make a motion. 3335 Yeovil Road, no material comments or objections. Is that seconded?
I'll send it.
So Mr. Mossam. Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you, unanimous. And now moving on to what I believe
26
we can
Sheffield Road.
refer to as. Come on. Yep, yes, there it is. 26, it's 00502 426 Cheviot Road, Sandhurst, and it's a section 73 application, which members will recall is used to vary a permission that's already been given, and it's to change some of the lighting, the windows on the planning permission 924 21 9244, and you've seen the took me a bit of time because the way they'd folded the pages to understand which ones were changing, etc. But I've got a grip of it now, and as they call it, frosted. I haven't heard that term in a long time. Frosted glass. Showing my age now, but they were now obscure glazed. But there are, as far as I can see, no material reasons why these changes should not be allowed. So I'm happy to move no material comments or objections unless anybody's.
It just seems surprising in some ways, Chairman, that there was a condition that was imposed requiring Pilkington minimum level 3 at the time. So it's presumably would have taken account overviewing or a loss of privacy.
Or yeah, there were probably neighbour interventions at the time.
But
So
I presume the neighbours would have been consulted because of new
well,
planning
it's a proper application. It's the
So
section
consequently,
73.
it will be, and they've raised no objection.
And I've seen no objections on the
I'm happy to
thing.
support
So-
that view, Chairman.
Okay, so that is seconded. No material comments or objections. It's seconded. Councillor Fossard. All those in favour? Thank you very much. That is agreed. And I have a very short, you'll be pleased to know,